Hello everyone, in this lecture I'm going to show you how to hiding and grouping columns and rows. Okay, let's start. So for head, first shortcut I want to show you is how to head columns. So for head column, you use Control space. So hold Control and click space. For hide a column, you can use Alt HOUC. So Alt HOUC. So for unhide a column, for example, I'm in a random cell. You have to highlight columns that cover the hidden columns. So it means column J to column L. So Control space to select the column J and the Shift right arrow to select the column J to column L, which cover the hidden columns, and then use Alt HOUL to unhide column. So for select rows, you use Shift space. Hold Shift and click space. So for head rows, you use Alt HOUR. So for unhide rows, first you need to highlight the rows that cover the hidden rows, which means row 17 to row 19. Shift space and the Shift down arrow, and then use Alt HOUO to unhide rows. For group, I want to show you the first shortcut, Shift Alt right arrow. First, we need to select some columns here. So we use Control space and Shift right arrow to highlight some columns, and then hold Shift Alt and click right arrow. So you can see we have a line created above with a point on the left with a little minus on the right. If we click the minus, it will become grouped, and if we click plus again, it will become ungrouped. So for remove the group, first you need to select all the columns you used for group. So we use Control space and Shift right arrow to select the columns we used for grouping, and then use Shift Alt hold together left arrow to remove group. So for head group and unhead group, first we need to create group. We use Control space to select a column K, Shift right arrow to highlight column K to M, and then use Shift Alt right arrow to create group. So for hide group, first you need to select the cell between column K to column N. Any cells is fine. If it's outside column K to column N, it will not work. So if I'm here, Alt AH, so you can see the column get headed. For unhead group, you need to select a cell in column N which the column show plus, and then use Alt AJ to unhead group. Same as the rows. For creating group, we use Shift Alt right arrow. So for example, we select row 17 and row 18, Shift space and Shift down arrow to highlight row 17, row 18, and then use Shift Alt right arrow to create group. You can see there's a line created here with the minus on the bottom and a point on the top. If we click the minus, this will become grouped. If we click the plus, ungroup, unhide the group. So for remove group, you can still use Shift Alt. First, we need to highlight rows that we used for group. Use Shift space and Shift down to select the group we use for grouping. Select the rows we use for group, and Shift Alt left arrow to remove group. So for head group and head group, it's the same as we used for columns. So first we create group for rows. Shift space and Shift down arrow to highlight it, and then use Shift Alt hold together right arrow to create group. And for head group, we use Alt A H. So for unhead group, we use Alt A J. So you can see for head group, I just need to pick a cell between row 17 to row 19. I can use Alt AH for any cells and Alt AJ for unhead groups. Just pick any cells between 17 to 19. If it's a group, Alt AH, I need to use a cell with a plus sign there. Pick a row with a plus sign here, and then use Alt AJ to unhead group. That's all I want to show you today. Thank you, everyone.